I'm not content with just staying what I am, you know? I want more. Everybody wants more. So, this is just my shot that I'm going to take out in the dark. Thank you for listening, anyways. Take care of yourselves out there. And hopefully, I'll be able to spread a more positive message down the line. It's something that I hope to do as well. Take care, everybody.
1 year later. That could have gone a little bit better, I think, at one point or another, especially if I decided to wait till now. I'm back. It's been quite a minute since we last chatted. But, one thing for sure I can tell you is that at least now I know what direction the mic is supposed to be facing. I ended up emailing one of my heroes that are in the industry. His name is Jameson Price. I hope you'll be able to recognize him from a few places, but the place that I first heard him from was Dynasty Warriors 3, way back on the PS2 era. He played the character known as Lu Bu, also known as the Chuck Norris of the Three Kingdoms era China. At least, that's the way I looked at him. Jameson Price, he's been around a while, so he knows a little bit about a thing or two. The advice he gave me was to look around places, see if there's anywhere that I can find some sort of classes to try and get my bearings a little bit into the industry. I didn't exactly take him up on that at first. In fact, I kind of tried to go straight in, and I got a little bit of attention here and there on a place called Backstage, but didn't end up being all that fruitful. One project in particular that I got some attention from was this, I don't know if it was called a sitcom or whatever, but it was, the best I can describe it would be a The Office type deal, but it takes place at a carnival near the woods. I auditioned for a couple of roles and whatnot, and I actually got some feedback on it. They sent me some scripts over, and I tried to cobble something together in order to get the scene going. They liked my approach to improv and whatnot. You see, the characters, they didn't have any scripts already available for you to read. So I just went off of the descriptions of the characters that there were, and I came up with my own scenes. I even dressed up a little bit on some of them to help, get into character and whatnot. But ultimately, nothing came of it. And I was talking to a couple of my other friends. They ended up directing me to a place called Casting Call Club. You'll be able to look it up if you need to. But it's basically an amateur free auditioning site where you can come up with your own auditions and post them to these projects that other people have posted up. These range anywhere from just out of the box stuff that you're probably never going to see, practicing student projects, all the way up to light animations and such. You'll see a lot of them are like YouTube comic reads and such, machinima, and things of that nature. I did get a part, but it was nothing that consequential. I was known as Hippie Jerk in this one read of Blackheart Billy, I believe. I'd have to look up the link of it to be completely sure, but I don't exactly remember who it was that made the video. Anywho, so I'm on Casting Call Club for a little while, posting things here and there. And eventually I started thinking, I'm not really getting that much anywhere. Maybe I need to step up a little bit. So what I ended up doing was I looked through the listings and whatnot, and they actually did have classes on Casting Call Club. I ended up getting up in one of their classes at a very, very odd time, because they were about to launch something else called Closing Credits. It's a separate entity from Casting Call Club, in the sense that Closing Credits is just for teaching. Yeah, I'd have to say Debbie is definitely one of the most positive experiences that has come out of this whole ordeal that I set myself on, this path that I've decided to chosen. There have been multiple occasions where I was able to talk to her outside of class through email and whatnot. I can't exactly just go to Canada on a whim, although I might at some point or another, who knows. Point being, she listens, and she actually talks back. It might not be immediately, but hey, she will get back to you. What I'm trying to say is that she understands where I'm at right now. She understands the struggle that a lot of us that are in my position go through and whatnot. Ugh, shit. Just getting off a pretty bad cold here. But anywho. So I've been taking classes with Deb for the last couple of months here, and I'm just at the tail end of VA 301, in the middle of 201 at the same time. Actually, I ended up double classing for 101 and 201 just to try and get the seats all secured and whatnot, and that was a bit of a nightmare in and of itself. Harshest things that I've heard while we were in class, though, was something that stuck with me pretty strongly, and that was that the industry doesn't really give a shit about what it is that's happening in your life at the time. They will find somebody else. The question is whether or not you can pull yourself together in order to accomplish what it is they need. And in that retrospect, there's always going to be someone who's hungrier, somebody that's going to work harder than you, someone that just wants it that little bit more. So I realized in that moment that I'm not going to be able to get this whole thing going just by half-assing it. If you're thinking about joining in on this industry and you're unsure of something, you need to make a decision very quickly, because it can end up leading you down a path that is just lingering and very confusing. I haven't hit the crossroads where I have to make the big decision, I guess. I don't know what it'll end up being, but it should be coming at some point. I have thoughts about where I want to end up, what it is I want to do, and I'm on my way there. But, yeah, there really isn't any other way to explain it. You're not going to be able to just sit down and be like, yeah, I can do this. You have to work at it constantly, all the time. You got to make new habits, break old ones. And that is probably the hardest thing out of all this that I've done, is to try and make those new habits. Where I'm at currently right now, I'm building myself up in order to be prepared for something greater down the line. And if I'm going to be completely honest here, the waiting is the absolute worst part. It sucks the most, but it's what you have to deal with, unfortunately. You don't know when that answer is going to hit you. Anyways, I've prattled on quite a bit already, and the nerves are starting to hit, and I'm getting all rigid and shit. You could probably see it happening. But for everybody that decided to listen in, good luck on you and your own, and take care. Till next time.